Hi and welcome. Today I thought I'd do a little bit of a video about the HH75 Tama Hi-hat stand. The reason I thought I'd do this little video is because this is a great video that I was personally looking for online, on YouTube, and couldn't find. So I thought, yeah, let's do a little video to show a couple of the features and why this is such a great stand, in my opinion. Basically, we take a look at the stand here. This one, as far as the Tama range goes, you've got the HH605 where the range starts, then you've got the HH35 Stage Master series stands, and then you've got this baby here. I think the new one is called the HH605, and that's got a couple added sort of features. I know they've got the Iron Cobra pedal board. They've also got a new designed Hi-hat clutch, but that's not this particular one. This one, in my opinion, would be the HH75. Now this is a part of the Roadpro series, and I love this series. This goes up against some of your basic sort of DW, goes up against the Tama, well, it goes up against the Yamaha stands, you know, single braced sort of stands, and will go up probably against, a little better in my opinion, than the Mapex Armory as well. So great stand, value for money. Go through a few of the features here. We've got a solid stand. I mean, that's number one, the thing that we want as drummers. We want a nice solid stand. That's what it is. But I've played some of the cheaper models and you'll find solid, but you're not going to find lightweight. And that is something that I feel that this is. You've got a nice easy stand, lifted with one hand, nice and easy. You've got the double braced arched legs for stability, which is really good because when you set it up, it feels like where you put it is where it's going to stay. Saying that, it's got a couple of the little sort of spike screws at the bottom there that you can tighten up. Just be careful not to do that on wooden floors, because you will obviously scratch the hell out of those floors. The stand itself is packed with features. For example, the arched legs. You've got the solid lightweight construction. Also, if we take a look here, you've got this little mechanism here, which is your 6-way tension adjustment for the pedal board. So you'll always find exactly the tension that you want to match what your bass drum pedal feels like, or you can just match what's better for your playability. And if you set it up during the gig, you're busy playing, feels a little bit stiff or feels a little bit loose for you, easy to change. You just lift that little bracket up, drop it down. So you've got that little bracket over there, lift it up, drop it down, nice and easy. So we look at that, we go a little bit further down, we know that this cage over here is basically nice. This little frame is cast. A lot of the cheaper pedals, you're going to find them just out of pressed steel, or you're going to find them in a sort of a cheaper material and then painted black to look cast. This is actually cast. So we know that cast is stronger. We know that cast is the better way to go. Have a little look down. This is something that I found very, very cool, is that this little mechanism, the chain over there, is actually replaceable. That, with a little bit of a drum key, you unscrew there, you replace it. That's the reason I had to replace my last stand, which was sort of a solid but cheaper brand, and it was heavy as hell, and eventually that chain broke. I had to throw the whole stand out and start again. With this particular one, you can try the chain for a little bit. If the chain snaps over years and years of playing, I'm sure, then you just swap it up. You can get those parts on eBay, you can get those parts at your local drum store, very easy to find. And you could most probably, don't quote me on this, but you could probably even change to Kevlar. I don't see why not. Unscrew that one, screw a Kevlar one in its place. So the pedal board itself is really nicely designed, because you turn the screw there and ultimately you can swivel that pedal board around exactly where you want it to go. So pop it down on the ground, put it in the exact position that you want it to be, so that you can fit your snare stand nicely next to it, or you can get your twin pedal there. Ultimately you want it in that exact position, and that's really where you're happy with it. There's a little nut on the back, or a little sort of tension rod screw that you'll just tighten up, and it'll keep it in that position. So sort of acts as a memory lock, I suspect. And that stows away nicely. When you're ready to go, turn the nut, slides up, bring the legs in, and there we go, nice and easy to stow. What I tend to do is take a nice thick rubber band, just pop that around the base, and that goes into my hardware bag. So really good, packs away nicely, and very, very, very solid and lightweight, which is ultimately what we want at the end of the day. We don't want to be carrying, you know, a lot of heavy hardware around. A lot of people go for the Yamaha stands because they are single braced and really sturdy. I find you can get the double braced here without worrying about that extra weight. So back to the top of the stand, there are a few things I'd like to show you at the top here, which are worth mentioning. This, as I said, is the HH75 equivalent, so not the Iron Cobra, not the top of the range, and it's not your entry level. So slap bang the value for money of a Cobra, in my opinion, without the price of a Cobra. I think you're going to get a Cobra pedal these days for about £200. This will cost you brand new around £199. Just had a look before I did the video, £99 on eBay or most of your local good drum stores in Europe, and that'll cost about $99. I was lucky enough to have a look on some of the Facebook pages where you've got people trading, buying drum gear. Picked this one up for £35 and it's virtually new. So look around, real value for money. Don't jump straight into buying new. Have a look, see what guys have got. This is a good recommendation. If we have a look, the saddle over here, we see that there's a little finger screw on the side there, which is really easy to tilt the cymbal saddle over there. So drop it all the way down or put it all the way up, and that will give you the different angle of your hi-hats. Will either give you that nice washy sound, nice crisp sort of hi-hat sound, or you could just play it flat, entirely up to you. The hi-hat clutch itself, very cool, because it's got a little double screw on the top that if you tighten it down and you tighten that nicely, it's very small chance of this unscrewing while you're playing. That's another thing that happens on the cheaper pedals as well, is the hi-hat clutch is forever unscrewing. Speaking of unscrewing, we know the tension rods do that too. So we have a look at the tension rod, unscrew that baby there, have a look at that, well, not the tension rod, but the, well, I suppose you could call it that, the middle rod, the hi-hat rod. So we take that rod and we have a look just on the end. You've got, I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little triangular piece of plastic there that's anti-unlocking for that cymbal rod. So that goes beautifully back into place and locks, and that's not going to unscrew while you're playing. Another problem we have with cheap hi-hat stands, which is why we want to avoid them like the plague. £35, virtually brand new. There's no reason to buy the cheap stuff. Also, this is going to outlast the cheaper stand by 10 years. So we take a look at this particular stand. Now we know something we want to avoid as well is getting your rod bent. We know that we've arrived home after a gig, or we arrive at a gig, we find, oh dear, even if it's slightly bent, that's not going to piston nicely up and down the shaft. So what we've got to do is we've got to protect that pole. So what you do is you take it with the little black bit on the top, so basically in reverse, drop it back down the center of the tube, sticks out at the end, take your hi-hat clutch, pop that on, fits in like a treat, lock it up, and there we go. That's easy for traveling now. You're protecting that pole and everything is stowed where it needs to be stowed. When it's time to gig, unlock the clutch, pull it off, and away we go. Drops into its pole, tightens up nicely. So very good. The diameter of this particular bass pipe is 28.6 mil. So if you're looking to get any sort of hi-hat clutches that are not the standard one that comes with it, you'll need a 28.6 mil. Something that worked out nicely there as well is the little memory lock that comes standard. That just drops it beautifully into place. You can almost hear it clicking into place. Slight tilt, there it is. We all know how memory locks work, but that one is very good. And right, so mentioned the double locking clutch, the 6-way adjustment that we've got on the tension for the plate, sturdy, solid. In my opinion, this is one of the best value for money hi-hat stands you're going to buy, and I'm looking forward to many years of playing this little beauty. So yeah, go around, look for it. It's the HH605 would be the new version. It's got the updated clutch and spring seat apparently. But this one is the HH75W, and I mean this is perfect for any intermediate pro drummer out there, or you know, even if you're on a starter kit, part of the Roadpro series. So do yourself a favor. Alright, thanks for watching.